That's all right. Yeah, we should discuss the reasons for starting this,
Yeah.
and it's mainly because I always tend to have a lot of Star Wars questions, and then the best person to answer it, as you can see by your background, is probably you. You're the oracle of Star Wars.
Well,
a
I
super
wouldn't say
fan.
Oracle. I'd say super. I definitely would say super fan. I think that's a fair description. You know, since just to give you a small bit of background, I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but Uncle Graham, our uncle, obviously we're cousins.
Yes.
He's only 10 years older than I am, so when I was growing up as a little kid, he was still only sort of mid-teens.
Right.
So I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, and I'd go over to Grandma and Grandpa's house, and Graham, they just leave me with Graham, where they went to the pub probably, and Graham would say, "Oh, what do you want to do this weekend?" And I'd say, "Oh, let's go and rent." He'd say, "Do you want to go and rent a movie?" So we'd go and rent a movie, and I'd always pick Empire Strikes Back. Every single week, without fail.
So he'd know.
Yeah, so it got to the point where he was so annoyed with having to rent out the same film every week for about 2 years. He ended up buying it for me,
right?
The rental copy. And I don't know if you're old enough to know, but when you wanted to buy an ex-rental VHS tape in the 80s, it wasn't like £2.50 in the Blockbuster. When you wanted to buy an ex-rental video, it was a lot of money. So
New Hope, or
I don't know. I mean, I was probably of an impressionable age of 4 or 5 years old for Empire Strikes Back when it came out on video. I'm sure I must have watched Star Wars, but Empire is the one that I remember the most. And Graham actually took me to see Return of the Jedi at Royston Cinema.
I was just going to ask if that one wasn't out then.
Yeah, no, that was 83. So he took me to see that, and I actually vividly remember that. And you have to think I was 6 years old, probably at the time, and I vividly remember it. And then ever since then, I've been a fan. And I mean, there's obviously parts of your times in your life, as you probably well know, where you're secondary school in your latter years, or possibly even sixth form college or university, where you don't give it as much focus perhaps as you did before, for obvious reasons, but it's always been there. And in the last 15-20 years, it's in just as high a priority in terms of my leisure time, and collecting and stuff like that, as it's been since I was a little kid.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. So we haven't actually introduced ourselves.
No, that would have been there would have to do some editing. Adam.
Yeah. So well, as you said, we're cousins. I'm Adam, you're Martyn.
Yeah.
What we're calling this is a long time ago, due to our surnames being long. So it's kind of just a chat, a discussion about Star Wars. We've got this Friday Obi-Wan series coming out.
Yep, looking forward to that.
Yeah. Something that you did say to me not so long ago, I think it was when we were discussing Boba Fett series, which was mediocre. I think. How do you see that as a super fan?
I totally see the criticisms that I've seen, but I don't know. I found a lot of it brilliant. I found Mandalorian parts of it absolutely superb. But it was weird. It was kind of the parts where he was meant to be the crime boss. They took a lot of getting used to, and
a little slow.
Yeah, very slow, very slow. So I totally get the criticism, but I mean, I wouldn't say I hated it. I wouldn't say it was rubbish, but I would say it's not in the same league as the Mandalorian. Let's face it,
which was incredible.
It's incredible.
But something you did say to me is if Obi-Wan doesn't live up to expectations, that might be it for you.
Well, yeah, I mean, ever since Disney took over, it's been a bit of a mixed bag for me.
Mm.
I liked episode 7. I thought that was good. It wasn't great, but it was good, and it was like, okay, this could be good. This could be good. Rogue One came out.
Amazing.
Loved it. Best of all the Disney films so
far.
Yeah.
Quite easily, quite comfortable.
Then there was another film that came out after that. I can't remember the name of it. I've only seen it twice, but I'll never watch it again. Well, that's probably a bit harsh. I probably would watch it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought episode 8 was terrible. The Last Jedi. Solo.
Go on.
Oh, go on. Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say that I've only watched The Last Jedi, the things that they did with it.
Yeah.
And then I tried watching it again a few years back now. I got 10 minutes in, and I was just like, I can't watch this. It's just bad.
Yeah.
The jokes that they were telling, and it's just quite upsetting.
I mean, it was good. There was good parts about it, but it just didn't feel like Star Wars.
No.
Some small moments felt like Star Wars, but I honestly felt devastated by it.
Do you struggle with the new characters? Is that what it is, or?
I actually love Rey. I think Rey's a fantastic character.
Yeah.
I think she's one of the highlights of it. Poe and Finn, and I just think they were kind of throwaway really characters.
I think the issue with Finn is they never really sort of picked a lane with him.
No.
He was, one minute he was going to be the hero, and then he's like a coward again, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They switched between his personalities a little bit.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. But that was the problem with the whole trilogy. They didn't have a direction for anything. And, my favourite character in Star Wars is Palpatine, Darth Sidious. Favourite character in the whole of Star Wars. And for them to bring him back in episode 9, you would think, for me personally, you'd think, oh my God, this is going to be the greatest moment in Martyn's life to bring this character back. But that decision ruined Star Wars, the Skywalker saga for me, because the whole first 6 films were about, and I know I've probably told you this hundreds of times before, and I say it to everybody I talk Star Wars about, but episode 1 to 6 was about Anakin being the chosen one who would bring balance to the Force and destroy the Sith, which he finally did when Luke brought his father back from the dark side in episode 6 and killed Darth Sidious, Palpatine, and then destroying the Sith. So by bringing him back, the episode 9 and 8, invalidates the entire first 6 films.
Yeah.
So, for that one thing, and there's many more things, but for that one thing alone, it's for you. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. And you were going to say something about Solo, which I've only seen once as well.
Yeah, again, Solo. I mean, again, I'd actually probably say Solo was a bit more like Boba Fett. It was Star Wars. It was good. It was good,
but it was also bad.
And it really didn't need to be done. I don't think.
No,
and I think a lot of things I hear about Boba Fett, the fact that it doesn't need to be done. It didn't need to be done, and
the thing was with Boba Fett is it's a character that everyone loves. Like so many people love him, and they kind of wanted to see, A, how he got out of the Sarlacc pit, and B, how he was such a sort of powerful character. But
but I mean, the problem with Boba Fett when they made the series, they'd already made the Boba Fett series when they made the Mandalorian. So they were kind of like, ooh, and it was quite interesting, and I agree with. I don't know if you've watched Disney Gallery on Disney Plus.
I've seen some of them. Yeah,
the making of Boba Fett series.
I haven't watched that one
Boba
yet.
Fett.
Yeah,
it's quite interesting because Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau make a really good point. To make a series on a single character, you can't make him turn up one week, shoot a load of people, kill them. Then, it has to be some sort of structure to the character, and so I don't disagree with what they did, but I just think they could have done it better.
A little bit better,
yeah.
If at all, like you say, did it need doing? Who knows?
But yeah. But when I said, if Obi-Wan's not very good, that's it for me in Star Wars. I didn't mean that.
Oh yeah,
but
you'll
the
always
thing
be
is,
back.
yeah, I'll always be back. But the thing is, the prequels, the original trilogy is my trilogy. I grew up with the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But I was one of what seemed to be, well, actually, around in my group and circle of friends, this wasn't the case. But from what all I ever heard was, the prequels, they've ruined Star Wars, they're rubbish. I love the prequels. I defend the prequels.
Yeah.
I am part of the prequel defense force.
Yeah.
I think they were brilliant, and I think they only got better with age. And
Yeah.
I watched them a couple of weeks ago, all three of them, and I sat there. I turned to my wife
before the Obi-Wan series comes out, PlayStation game. So that's kind of my lead into the to it.
Well, Disney Plus put out a thing the other day listing what you should watch before Obi-Wan, and there was 4 Clone Wars episodes, I think, and the prequels. But to be quite honest with you, I think you could probably just get away with watching Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
That's what you really.
I might do that. Yeah. Because I don't mind that one. That's of the first 3. That is probably my favourite. Well, it is.
As Hayden Christensen said the other day, it's a phenomenal film, and it is a phenomenal film. It's an absolutely brilliant film.
It's good.
Stop laughing, Adam. Adam doesn't like the prequels.
I've seen the prequels more than I've seen the sequels. Put it that way.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Okay, I have got a few little extra questions, I suppose. But as we're talking about the prequels and everything, prequels, sequels, and all that, not that there are many of them, but if a newbie is going to start Star Wars, never seen a film before, what order do you say to put them in?
Oh, okay. I remember we had a text conversation when I was in Florida about this. Now, there's only one way I would introduce someone to watching it.
Yeah.
First of all, I wouldn't probably let them watch 7, 8, and 9. But I would start with episode 4, A New Hope. I would then go to episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
And as we all know, The Empire Strikes Back finishes with Luke, I am your father.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as Empire Strikes Back finishes, you switch right back to episode 1.
Okay.
Then episode 2 and episode 3.
Yeah.
So you find out the backstory of Luke's father,
because that is the I don't know, it's just the biggest part of Star Wars, isn't it?
Exactly.
Because if you knew that before, the shock would. Yeah. No, I'd love to go back and see my reaction the first time I found that out.
I've got no memory of that at
all. No, I can't. I can't think. I know my dad would have probably shown me the films.
Yeah.
I expect, but
no. And then after episode 3, you've got the option to nip in with Rogue One if you wanted to,
which you absolutely should, because it is up there as probably the best.
And then finish off with episode 6.
Yeah.
And obviously watching them in that order, it would give away Luke and Leia being brother and sister before you found out and Return of the Jedi. But I feel that would be a sacrifice worth making, because it's so cool to think that you get to the end of Empire Strikes Back and then you have a 3-movie flashback.
Yeah.
Of how not only how the Emperor became the Emperor, how Vader became Vader, but how Obi-Wan became Obi-Wan. So that's how I would introduce someone to Star Wars.
Absolutely, that's probably how I'd do it.
Yeah. I think.
Go on.
No, go on. No, fine.
No, I was just going to move on to my next.
Hold it back a little bit, because I understand this is Disney, and I'm not saying everything they've done is rubbish, but they always have to have some kind of toy sales involved in it.
Yeah.
And they've always got to have. Well, then again, so did George Lucas, to be fair. But I've already seen this little tiny droid flying about. This little cute droid.
That's the first one. Do you know what? That's my biggest thing with Last Jedi. I'm pretty sure it was Last Jedi. I was watching that and I was like, this film was designed to sell toys.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was Force Awakens. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Because BB-8, although BB-8 is a cool character, to be fair.
yeah. Oh yes, I bought all the BBO merchandise.
Did you?
When Seven came up, I bought that little Spyro. I think it was Spyro was it? And the little remote, you used your phone, and it was actually a proper.
Okay,
yeah, I bought that, and that's in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah.
but yeah, but all the Star Wars films are like that. I just hope they honor the story that's gone before and that comes after, and they that's all I ever ask for Star Wars, really. And continuity, for me, is the biggest thing in Star Wars, especially now, considering there's so much of it, or there's going to be so much of it. I hate it when they take something that's been around for years and then they sort of bend and twist it because they want to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
There was an interview with Kathleen Kennedy the other day, and I don't know when the sequels came out, there was rumors that Rey was going to be Obi-Wan Kenobi's granddaughter or something.
Right.
That was one of the rumors that was going around, and it used to annoy me so much when I heard that rumor, because I was like, well, no, that can't be possible, because that's part of the rules of being in the Jedi Order, so that would never have happened. And I was so nice to hear that they actually do take note of these things.
Yeah.
Oh,
hang on. Remind me tomorrow. My computer's trying to shut down.
It's enough of me droning.
No. Yes. It's an interesting one, but then Anakin had children.
Yeah, but that.
Go on.
Well, I mean, but Anakin, is the special. Exactly, Anakin's the special case because he ignored the Jedi code. And
is there not a case for? I mean, we don't haven't been given the backstory for Grogu, but people are saying that about him and Yoda or Yaddle.
Yeah, no, let's not even go there. I mean, that's a joke, isn't it? I mean,
he's strong with the Force, so
yeah. But I think it could be that species particularly is strong with the Force. I think there's certain species in Star Wars. I think Darth Maul's species, Dathomir, I can't remember what they're called now.
Yeah.
They're all quite strong with the Force. So I think there is a certain species are more strong with the Force than others. But I think Grogu. I don't think Grogu is related to anybody. But I am interested to know, who rescued Grogu from the temple, because it was lovely seeing that prequel flashback of the clone troopers invading the Jedi temple, and it obviously happened just as Order 66 was happening as well. So there's a possibility that Anakin could show up in flashbacks at some point, because I know Hayden Christensen signed on for Ahsoka now, the Ahsoka series.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
So we could be seeing a lot more of him.
Yeah.
But sorry, to go back to your first question, my expectations. I would love to see some Clone Wars flashbacks in live action.
Yeah.
With Anakin and Obi-Wan, possibly even with an Ahsoka cameo as a young Ahsoka. That would be really cool. Just to see some battle droids, fighting some battle droids again, just for old time's sake.
Yeah.
I would love to. I hope that they don't botch the confrontation between Vader and Obi-Wan. As he says in Return of the Jedi to Luke, Obi-Wan once thought as you do. So there's hopefully there's some dialogue there which explains that scene in Return of the Jedi. And generally it's only 6 episodes long, this series, so they haven't got a lot of time to stretch things out. So hopefully there'll be pretty non-stop Star Wars awesomeness the whole way through. As I say, I'm sure we'll talk after each episode, but I think it's 2 episodes this Friday.
I was just going to say, I think there's 2.
Yeah.
That's cool. What are you hoping to see? No, what do you think we'll see? Sorry.
I think the Inquisitors will come to Tatooine. I think that's in the trailer, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll come looking for somebody. Obi-Wan will have to escape off planet, otherwise they might get to Luke. I've heard some rumors, but I won't say because I don't want to ruin it, about why he leaves. But and then they'll hunt him down. I think in the trailer, if you pause it at a certain moment, one of the bounty hunters that is after him is Forlong from Empire Strikes Back, one of the bounty hunters on the bridge to the Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
So I think there's a possibility we could see, Boba Fett perhaps as a younger Boba Fett. We could see Bossk. We could see Cad Bane. I don't know.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Are you expecting any sort of new character? Well, not new characters, but any characters like
some cameos?
Yeah,
I'm going to go out there and say I think we might see Commander Cody.
Well, that'd be good.
One of the clones, the clone that tried to kill him in Order 66. That would be quite a cool cameo.
Yeah.
I think there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to see the Emperor.
Really?
Sidious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, that for me, it'll be a small hologram scene or something like that. Where Vader's, he's saying something to Vader, and to Vader he has to do something. I think that's from. I don't know anything, but for me, that's sewn on, surely.
Yeah. Well, I asked that because I think I asked you the same with Mandalorian and Boba Fett, Book of Boba Fett, and you sort of managed to pull it out of the bag. You said, "Oh, I think Luke will show up or whatever," and I was like, "No, they're not going to bring Luke Skywalker into it." And then, lo and behold,
I think I said Kira from Solo, but I got that one wrong. But I would like to see more of the story of Solo.
They
not
did,
necessarily with Solo.
Did hint at it, didn't they? At the end, they hinted at more and then never sort of brought anything along. So
it would be nice to kind of see
potentially,
sort of the crime sort of family's story from that era, during the Empire. So that would be quite cool in the future. But I mean, I don't think we'll see any Hutts in Obi-Wan, and I don't think we'll see Darth Vader till possibly episode 3 or 4.
I was thinking they'll probably leave that one a little bit late.
Yeah, and it'll be right at the end of that episode as well. I mean, I think the first 2 episodes we need to go into it possibly with there's going to be a little bit of action, but there's not going to be any meaty story yet, particularly. I hope I'm wrong, but I think obviously it's been the first 2 episodes. I think they're going to sort of pull us in slowly for a big finale. But we'll find out more.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah, it's Star Wars Celebration in California this weekend. 4-day event, so there'll be tons of Star Wars
things will be
being released, and trailers and stuff. So
we might have to we'll have to nail down some time to discuss it all.
Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully we can get that sorted over the weekend or whatever, and obviously discuss episode Obi-Wan. 1 and 2 of Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, look forward to it. Cool.
Yeah,
cool. Excellent.
Nice. Also, I mean, I've got loads of questions that my mates have been asking me about Clone Wars, and I went, "Don't worry, I know the person to ask."
Oh, cool.
So, eventually, when Obi-Wan's finished and we've finished discussing that, we can.
Yeah, I don't know everything, and I'll try my best. I might get stuff wrong, but
you know a hell of a lot more than I do about it. So,
if I'm not sure, I'll go away and find out.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then I mean, we're going to plan to put this on YouTube, so if anyone out there knows, then just leave comments and whatnot, and then we can. Martyn can answer your questions.
I was going to say, because I hear YouTube comments are always so polite.
Oh yeah. So, well, we'll moderate. I think we'll have to moderate them.
Definitely. Right. Yeah, we're just doing this. We're just doing this for us, really, though, aren't we?
Yeah, we are really. Yeah. Essentially, it's because we do tend to talk about it all after the episodes. We do it by text.
Yeah, we do it by WhatsApp, which is so much easier just to be able to do
get
this
on
like
here
this, isn't it?
And chat. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah.
And also in 20 years' time, it's really cool to look back and watch these little videos. For
sure, yeah. So essentially, we'll be putting it on YouTube, but we won't be sort of like spreading it.
No, I'm not telling anyone about it.
No, we'll just let other people find it.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you find it, that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Cool.
I'm not even going to get my wife to subscribe.
Yeah, no, I don't think I will either. Yeah, it's all good. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, that's it. We've got a couple of minutes left, so let's call it a day there, and then we can
definitely.
we'll stop recording.
Brilliant.